This is 4th grade, week 16, day 3. We're going to skip question number 1 because it is not written properly, but we are going to move to question number 2. Question number 2 says a flight to Austin, Texas has 35 rows with 6 seats in each, there's our keyword each, row. There are 183 passengers on board. How many seats are on an empty flight to Texas? So when we say each, it means to multiply or divide. So let's think about this. 35 rows with 6 seats in each row. First, we need to figure out how many seats are on the whole plane. So we are multiplying. We are going to multiply 35. Can you see it? 35 times 6. Here's how I would do it. 30 plus 5 times 6. Step 1, decompose, break apart. Say it slowly. 35. Step 2, multiply across. 6 times, 6 times. Step 3, multiply down. 35. Let's keep multiplying. 6 times 3 is 18, 1, 0. 6 times 5 is 30. Step 4, circle the partial products. Step 5, add the partial products. 180 plus 30, 0 plus 0 equals 0. 8 plus 3 equals 11. Doesn't fit, so 1, carry the 1 up here. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So there are 210 seats minus 183 people in those seats. That will give us empty seats. So we're taking what we know, and we know there are 210 seats, minus what we know, which is 183 people. Let me draw my lines to organize. Make sure you're drawing your lines to organize. 0 minus 3, I cannot do it, so I borrow from the 1. 1 turns into a 0, brings a 10. Now we have 10 minus 3, which is 7. 0 minus 8, can't do, borrows from the 2. 2 is 1 less, brings a 10. So now we have 10 minus 8, which equals 2. And 1 minus 1 equals 0. So we have 27 empty seats. Okay, next question. So here, you should have written down on your paper, you should have wrote down, remember your paper looks like my paper, 35 times 6 equals 210. Then 210 minus 183 equals 27. So our whole answer is 27 empty, those people are not there, seats. Make sure your paper looks like my paper. I'm not doing the work for myself, I'm doing it for you. We're doing it together. Next question. Number 3. Use benchmark fractions and the number line below to compare the fractions 4/6 and 5/3. Use the number line below to record the results of the fraction using less than, greater than, or equal to. So, we can use the butterfly method. 4 times 3 equals 12. 5 times 6 equals 30. This is greater, so it gets the greater than sign. But what if I told you a secret? We could just look. 4/6 is a fraction less than 1. 5/3 is a fraction greater than 1. Because 5/3 is the same as saying 1 and 2/3. So, where am I? 4/6 would be here. 5/3 would be here. So that's another way that we can tell without doing any butterfly method, because the numerator, 5, is greater than the denominator. They're telling us that 5/3 has a denominator of 3 parts, and we're shading in 5 of 3 parts, which means we have to create more parts by using a whole. Okay, question number 4. What is the best measure of the angle shown below? Well, first of all, we know that this is less than 90, because 90 would be 2 angles to form a perfect square. Less than 90 degrees. And we know any angle less than 90 degrees, is it acute, obtuse, right, reflex, or straight? It's acute. So that already tells us which is which. So we know D is wrong because D is obtuse. Now let's look. These 3 angles are acute. But if you remember on your protractor, 10 degrees is right about here. And 90 is here. And we're about halfway. So about halfway is, let's say, 10 degrees. No, that acute angle would be too small. So now it's between 75 and 51. Well, if we remember on our protractor, if this is 90, then this is about 80, this is about 70, so 75 is right about there. This is almost half of 90, and half of 90 is actually 45. So we're closer to 51 degrees. Both of these were good choices, but 51 degrees is the better answer. 51 degrees. Just remember your protractors. Last question, and this is a multi-step problem. Madison takes a dance class from 3:15 to 4:20 p.m. That means she starts at 3:15, she ends at 4:20. The class spends 20 minutes stretching, a half hour practicing the routine. Just to remind you, a half hour is 30 minutes. Copy that, write it down. And a 3-minute water break. Make sure you're underlining. So, step 1 is to figure out how long practice is. Because after all that, she cools down the rest of the time. How much time was spent cooling down? So this is a 2-step problem. We're going to write what we know. we need to figure some things out. So I have a clock here, and she starts at 3:15. So here's my shorthand for my 3. The hour is 3. And 15 is actually right here because here's o'clock. Then we have 5, 10, 15. This time is 3:15. Now we're going to use the black pen and show us we want to stop at 4:20 right here. Now, let's count until we get to the 4. So, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So what we did is we counted 5 minutes each time. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So 5 minutes, 45 minutes to go around the clock, and now we're imagining it's 4 o'clock. Now we're at 4 o'clock. We need to stop at 4:20. So now let's go until we get to this dot. Plus 5 minutes, plus 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Plus 5. So now we had 45 minutes plus 20 minutes. So we had 45 minutes was to get to 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock was 45 minutes. Then to get from 4:20, that's another 20 minutes. So if we set it up, we'll do it over here. Hours, minute, minute. So our minutes are going to be 45 minutes plus 20 minutes. 5 plus 5, 4 plus 2 is 6, 65 minutes. You still see? 65 minutes. So now, her entire class is 65 minutes. Total class. Now, we're going to start figuring out how much time she does all those other activities. So she spends 20 minutes. Can you see from here? She spends, it's going to be 65 minus this number, which is what she spends practicing. So we have, she spends 20 minutes stretching plus a half hour, which is 30 minutes, because half of the hour is 30 minutes. Practicing the routine plus 3 minutes for the water break. So now let's add those together. This is activities. So 20 plus 30 plus 3 is 53. So 65 minus 53, draw my lines to organize, 5 minus 3 is 2, 6 minus 5 is 1, So 12 minutes are the cool down. She has 12 minutes left over after all her activities to cool down. Cool down is when you start doing easier exercises.